Dr. Juma Ogesa. I don't know if Dr. Juma is already in the call. So I am hoping that he will catch up with us at some point. Dr. Juma Ogesa I remember him as a very bright student. He was graduating when I was in my second year, I think, second semester of my first year. He was graduating with this undergraduate degree, and I happened to have been the best student or the valedictorian in the year 2013. And after that, he enrolled in a master's program at the University of Nairobi. He did a master's program in applied mathematics, and then he got an opportunity to go to University of Sussex, where I did some research to do with cancer cells, modeling cancer cells and how they grow. And he is currently also taking on his first PhD student at the University of Nairobi. But before Nairobi, he also was a postdoctoral, a Maria Carey postdoctoral fellow. I don't know exactly where. He will tell us if he joins in the.
Thank you.
Victor, your contributions. Yeah.
Now I don't know first where to start from.
Yes. So you tell us about your mathematics journey, academic biography, and also tell us a little bit about what you attribute to your success. What can you advise students? What worked for you that could work for them?
So first, how many minutes do I have so that I can choose what to say?
Just speak. We see what you got. We already
I think,
got
Boy,
out
I
of the
think
conversation.
you should give him more time so that you can even get another meeting. You can.
No, not more time. I just wanted to know the kind of things I can say in this meeting.
Yes. So maybe I can say this. We have 4 panelists. So we are going around to get contributions from.
Okay.
I think the most important thing that students want to hear is about what advice would you give them that will make them go into a similar path that you went, and maybe if there are scholarships that you may maybe tell them about and how to get them, please feel free to tell them now.
Okay, yeah. So first, when I start, I think I'll just give a brief overview of my academics journey, but mostly related to mathematics. So I will start in primary, around standard 7. So in primary, first of all, I remember, because it's interesting, because since I joined, I had some good academic background. I did class 6, and then things went the other way around. And so from standard 6 until standard 7, in the first year, class 7, I never scored more than 30 in mathematics. So I remember the highest marks I scored in class 7 was around 30, I think, or 32. And so I had to do class 7. That was in the year 2002, in class 7. And still in that year, the highest marks when I went to standard 8-9, the year 2003, I got 38 in mathematics. That was the highest I got in mathematics. But so when I went to class 8, I remember, I met a certain teacher, and that was one of my role models of mathematics, called Mr. Humphrey Odanjo. And so through his motivation, I found that the first exam in the standard 8 that I did for mathematics, I got 46. And so I wasn't good academically. But so when I started now getting motivated in mathematics, and then I found that now my marks started going up. But so they were not up as maybe somebody would have expected. And so just to point out that in the standard 8, at the end of the standard 8, I managed to get 81 in KCPE in mathematics. So from somebody who was getting not more than 30% in mathematics, but I managed to get that 81. And that was the highest grade I got in KCPE. And the overall marks in the KCPE was 290, which were not so good marks. And I think I liked, since Elvis Omond is also in this meeting. Elvis Omond was my classmate, and I think we shared some things in the background, but we were not close and we didn't know each other. I think also Elvis Omond might have gotten around to 90 marks. But so we'll come to that one later. So when I went to high school, still the only subject I could comfortably pass in high school was mathematics. That was in Form 1 and Form 2. So even in the first exam I did in the Form 1 for mathematics, I got 86 in mathematics. And then chemistry was 83, and the rest were below 50s. But overall in Form 1, I got 560 marks out of 11 subjects, which was not good at Form 1 level because it was 560. So like an average. So when I want, so I'm just being brief. In the third term in Form 1, in Form 1, that was the worst in my life. And I managed to score 373 marks in Form 1. That's overall out of 1100. Out of those marks, I almost, it was 356. But luckily enough, I was promoted to Form 2. But so in Form 2, when I went to Form 2, now things changed. So some of those low marks you might have seen is because of some other family background or some family issues. But so in Form 2, when I went to Form 2, the first time I went to Form 2 on the first exam I got in Form 2, I scored maths an 80. And I was now the best of all the 2 streams in mathematics. And I think that one got me motivated. And I looked for friends. So my 2 friends, teachers were, one called Mr. Amanda Lois, who was teaching me mathematics. And there was another one called Mr. Dwaka Charles, who was the teacher of chemistry. And through their motivation, after this, that I could be able to, I could be the best student in mathematics in the whole class. And then I think that one got me motivated. And then I knew that, oh, wow. So it means I can even defeat these people. Somebody was scoring 1,000 marks out of 1100, and then I was scoring 600. And still I was able to defeat him in mathematics. So I think that one gave me motivation. So when we went Form 3, so now let me just be brief. So I remember now in Form 3, let me just go to Form 4. That was the first time I did mock exam, and so we did a account exam. It was a Bush account exam. And then I was the best student in Bush account in mathematics with 94 in a mock exam. And then the second student who was leading in the Bush, the whole Bush overall, got 81. And so I think also that one was motivation to me that I can be able to defeat people in the whole county, Bush County with mathematics. That was 94 out of 100. And the second one was 81. But so at the end, I liked mathematics. And the good things I liked about mathematics is that I could comfortably understand mathematics even without being taught in class, just by looking at the book. And then I could explain to people about what has happened and how I was understanding. So I remember even in our class when we were in Form 4, our teacher, who was teacher of mathematics, also was our class teacher, could give me some students so that I could teach some students about some of the concepts. So when I was in high school, I didn't know much about career. But so what I wanted is to do a course that included mathematics, chemistry, and physics, because those are my favorite subjects. So even when I went to the course selections at the university, the first course I chose was engineering because of the norm we have that if you are a good student, you have to do engineering or medicine. So that was the first course I chose, engineering in the University of Nairobi. The second course was medicine. So because of just still the same norm that if you are a good student, you have to do medicine or engineering. But so luckily enough, when I was going through the list, I found BSc mathematics, and then I said, oh wow. So I have a mathematics course. And so that was what I took as my third option, BSc mathematics. And the fourth option was, of course, education, the last course. So during the admission, I found that I was admitted at the University of Nairobi to do a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. And I met a number of people. I met my aunt who told me that, so when I was coming to join, that with mathematics, you cannot get employment. And then she was mentioning a number of people that there was somebody who did statistics and then she was not employed. She had to do and for cadet. So that one got me confused. And at the end, I did an interfaculty transfer. Now from BSc mathematics to go to education. So I wanted to go and do education, maths, physics. Because I was told that in maths, we could not get employment and we didn't have employment. So what happened? But so I realized there was a student called Sanjo. So when I wanted to go to education now, Kenya Science, for Bachelor of Science, no, Bachelor of Education Science, I found out that there was now a student now who was now changing from education to come to do mathematics in Chiromo. And then I asked myself, why is it possible that I want to change to go to education and then somebody's coming from education? And so I decided now to ask people, ask for opinions, but I didn't want to ask mathematicians because I knew they'd be biased when they advise because they like mathematicians. So I asked a certain lecturer who was teaching us elements of economics. That's what was a common course. I just found him and then asked him, I have two options. One, I was admitted here to do BSc mathematics, the course I'm doing now. But people advised me, and then I also did an interfaculty transfer. And now I have a letter which admits me to go to Kenya Science to do Bachelor of Education Science. So what will you advise me? And then he just told me one thing. If you can perform well in mathematics, then maths is better than education. So just the only thing I took, that if you can perform better in mathematics, then maths is better than education. But if you know that you can't perform well in mathematics, then I advise you to go to education. So I was left with two options, either to perform better and remain in mathematics, or if I feared mathematics, then I should go to education. But I decided, I had this norm that I could not fail in mathematics. So that was my motivation. And when I joined University of Nairobi, I had a number of friends. I think with Elvis Ongonga, I don't know if he's in attendance. He was my friend, but at least we started discussing a lot in second year. But in the first year, I had some friends. Another one is Vitalis, who is in South Africa now doing a PhD. Then we have George Korid, who finished AIMS in South Africa, and then we have Kip Sang. So through these friends, I don't know. So when we went to second year, there was a silent competition in our class. So the silent means, we were competing among ourselves. And first of all, we identified people who were potential in mathematics. In IO9s, those who could perform well. So you have to look for your competitors. So because you know that if you are among the best students in mathematics, or if you are the best student, you could get a scholarship. And the chances were limited. So we had to discuss among ourselves, mostly with Elvis, because Vitalis was in statistics. So we discussed with Elvis that, so now we have two chances. Both of us are doing applied mathematics, and we have one chance in applied mathematics for the scholarship. And so we have some people who are doing the other courses, but they might go to pure mathematics. So we have to sit and decide. So two of us, instead of remaining in maths, and then all of us, at least one of us gets scholarship and the other one misses the scholarship. So after the undergraduate, one of us will have to shift to pure and do pure. And so I think the reason I'm mentioning that one is what I want to tell students. Sometimes if you are good in mathematics and you are a focused student, then you can do any branch of mathematics, be it statistics, be it actual science, be it pure or be it applied. So we did with Elvis Ongonga applied mathematics until the fourth year. But in the end, he went to pure mathematics, and then he's now a pure mathematician who is almost finishing his PhD in pure mathematics. So going back to University of Nairobi still at the third year, something that improved my performance more than I expected was friends and discussing with friends. We had a group of students who are my friends, and we were always having discussion in ADD, if people know ADD, the students here. So every weekend we were having lessons at ADD, our own lessons, where now we are going and discuss one of the lessons. You go and then you teach the other students. So I found that I didn't spend even much of the time in my room revising about mathematics, because I knew I revised mathematics in the front of people or with other people. And something good that makes you improve more is teaching other people. And I think so. My success until today, I'll attribute to role models, friends, and the people you choose. So when I was in primary, my role model was Mr. Humphrey Odanje, that is the teacher I mentioned, the teacher of mathematics. So first of all, you have to identify what you want to do. So you choose your role models.
Victor.
Yeah.
I would request you to go a little bit faster, and
yeah, okay.
Because we're already having like less than 30 minutes to go.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So we really appreciate. It's very nice you giving us detail, and it's nice. And I would request even other panelists, when they get the opportunities, they will talk about just everything once. So instead of going round, it's great.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I can maybe summarize in the next 3 minutes or 4.
Go ahead and tell us about your. We will be glad to hear about the scholarships and your journey.
Yeah, so in the scholarship,
be great.
Okay. Yeah, so first of all, even when I joined University of Nairobi, just to be honest, I also didn't know about the PhD thing. But so after the second year, then I heard that, oh, so if you perform well, you can do masters and then you can do PhD in mathematics. And so that's what was an honor to me, because I felt that I was supposed to do PhD. Because one, I like teaching, so I wanted to teach, and then I knew I was above now teaching at high school level. So the only way to teach at the university level, I had to do a PhD. And then I also found that that one comes with advantages. Then you become a researcher. And the advantage thing and the best thing of doing a PhD is you become a researcher and then you do independent research. You can contribute to the knowledge of mathematics and in other fields. So after scoring a first class at the University of Nairobi in the 4th year, I was lucky to be the best student in the overall, the whole university. So I said I was lucky because that's not what I was aiming for. Because the university has a lot of students and there are so many and you cannot compete with every student. So you just do your best and hope that maybe your best is better than somebody's best. So being honored to be the best university of Nairobi, I don't say that maybe I was fighting for that one. No, I knew that I will be the best maybe somehow, but not being the best overall. So that was an honor, and maybe I thank God for that one. So, but that one came with advantages. That if you are the best, and as people said here, if you score first class, then you have some opportunities. So that gave me an opportunity to get a master's scholarship at the University of Nairobi. Honestly, I didn't want to go and do masters outside because of some other reasons. So that's why I decided to remain at the University of Nairobi. Maybe I could have gone somewhere else, maybe, but I don't know. But at the university, at the master's level, when I was in the first year, I started looking for opportunities now to do PhD. The first one I applied for was at the Hong Kong University it's called Hong Kong Polytechnic University. And now through Dr. Dominic Itavia, who is now a lecturer at the University of Embu, he's also a former student at the University of Nairobi, was in the same class with Kipchumba Bernard. He was doing a PhD there, and then he advised me to apply in Hong Kong. They always have annual scholarships for PhD. So I applied for that PhD, which was in engineering, digital signal processing, and lucky enough, I got the scholarship. And then another opportunity came in UK. I applied for 2 scholarships in UK, both in the same university, University of Sussex. I missed the first one, but I got the second one, which was sponsored by the Marie Curie, which is now the European Union. So now I had to choose among the 2 scholarships, among now the Hong Kong one, which was engineering, and now the UK one, which was now in mathematical biology. So I dropped the engineering scholarship in Hong Kong because one, it was drawing most of the background in statistics. And then I said, yeah, so one, I'll have to go back and then do statistics from the 3rd year, maybe do most of the things about most of units of statistics. So I decided to go to UK to do mathematical biology. So now, as I'm speaking now, I'm a mathematical biologist, or I'm a specialist in mathematical biology, or modeling in mathematical biology. So modeling, when I mean remodeling, it means now we just represent physical phenomena using mathematical language, in mathematical terms. That one can be either through the differential equations, that will be ODE or PDE. So now I work with the partial differential equations combined with non-differential equations. And I'm a specialist in mathematical biology. I have another project now running with the KEMRI. And in that project, also just in mathematical biology now, but working on influenza. We want to investigate if we can have vaccination strategies in Kenya for influenza, because we understand that in Kenya we don't have vaccination strategy. And that project is funded fully from KEMRI, and this is called the KEMRI project. And so also what I want to tell students just now briefly when I wind up, that if you are a mathematicians, you are dynamic. You don't have to remain, because what I did in masters was in influenza, and it was something totally different from what I did in PhD. They were 2 different and they require different concepts. Yes, he's background in mathematics, but now, so as of now, if you're an undergraduate, make sure that you understand the mathematical concept and the abstract mathematics. And once you understand the abstract mathematics, you can do a PhD and do research in any of the mathematical fields. Any of the science fields, you can go to engineering and then you can do research in engineering. What you only need is understand the engineering, and then you do the mathematics in engineering. And at every point you do, make sure that you have your role models. And so the role models depend on the passion. What do you want to do in the future? That will depend on the role models you choose. And that's why in primary, I had my teacher of mathematics. In high school, I had teacher of mathematics. At the university level, I had Dr. Nyandwi, and then later on Professor Ogana, and other students like Bernard Kipchumba, now who is also in UK. And I think, briefly, I think that's what I can say to students.
Oh, great. It was nice to hear from you, Victor. I know there's a lot of things you would have told us, even your postdoc, Zamaria Kari postdoc, and I mean there's a lot that cannot fit in this short time. So, but we really appreciate that you came into the call. So maybe we could go around again